All right, we're blue. We're blue. Welcome to the Completely Unnecessary Podcast for Tuesday, June 8th, 2021. That's Ian in a blue Drake's cake shirt.
Yes.
This is Pat in a Mr. Met officially licensed Mets t-shirt. How are we doing today out there? How are you doing? This is a CU podcast. We got lots of stuff to cover. We got a play date update. Absolutely. Update. A good one. Well, we're going to be talking about a Taito mini arcade cabinet. Lots of fun little mini news and washed up former arcade pros trying to sue YouTubers and things of that nature. Ian, how was your weekend?
My weekend was stellar. Thank you.
Stellar.
Stellar.
Is stellar right below excellent? Above very good?
No,
or about very good?
It was good. It was good.
You're already falling off a little, Ian. Come a little closer to Daddy Pat.
I don't want to.
Oh, sorry.
I don't want to. No, it was good. It was a good weekend. There was some sadness in the D&D group. We lost two of our 5 party members.
Press F to pay respect.
Yep. It was a sad moment. Vonnie's character, Flan, went down.
Flan?
Flan.
What a great name.
Went down trying to rescue someone else in our group who had already gone down. A large bone-clawed bear thing of some sort had killed them. 15-foot claws on the fucker.
15-foot claws? And how tall is the actual creature?
I don't know. But that's where we got into issues.
It's going to be like 200 feet
tall. That's where we got
then.
into issues. It incapacitated our one character. And then Vonnie went running after to save it. And it has a reaction attack that when you're within 15 feet of it, it can attack you with the claws and then snare you with them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was bad.
Wow.
Bad. We all had a...
that was good. That was a stellar part of the weekend, though.
Well, no.
Seeing Vonnie's character get destroyed.
No, that was not good. But it was fun. It's all part of the game. I also did a wild and wacky thing.
Wild and crazy kids? Wild and crazy kids.
Bought a thing that I normally would not purchase. But I
got so many jokes I could have done there, Ian, but I love you too much.
I mean, I don't care. You can joke all you want. I had the opportunity to get an Oculus Quest 2 for basically nothing. I'm not going to get into why. But,
what? Fall off the back of a truck?
No. No. So I decided to pick it up. And I have to tell you, people who have listened to us on the podcast know. No
one listens to us.
We've never been particularly crazy enthusiastic about VR. For me, my main experience with virtual reality has been the PSVR, the PlayStation 4 virtual reality headset. And I have to admit that, my first time using it, it was very cool. But the setup is a pain in the ass. And our friend Tom lent me his PlayStation VR. And honestly, with virtual reality, I kind of only want to do it for 30 minutes at a time. It's not something I want to spend a whole lot of time in. And the whole setup and breakdown of it and all the cords really meant that I just never really used that PlayStation VR headset. But I got the Quest, and I got to say that having no wires is a huge deal.
No wires?
No wires is amazing. I literally just pick the damn thing up, put it on my head, grab my controllers.
Place to be.
Woo! I'm here.
It's joystick that I want to. I forget the commercial.
Yeah.
America.
So I did what any person would do the first night that they got this VR headset. I got extremely, extremely high.
Oh, I thought you go right to porn. That's what a lot of people probably do. They get a VR headset.
No. I got extremely, extremely high.
I say aroused.
Ate a bunch of edibles and downloaded 2 games right off the bat. The new Puzzle Bobble, the cute little dinosaurs, bust a move they call it here in the States. And now this one's called Puzzle Bobble. There's a virtual reality one.
Okay, and you buy that at a store digitally?
Buy it on a digital store, and holy shit, when I hold my hands in front of my eyes, they turn into dinosaur paws.
Wow.
It's great. It was amazing. I spent 5 minutes just being look at my cool hands.
Okay, so you have the hand contraptions with this.
Yeah, hand controllers, and they're super comfortable. And I think that's the big thing is also previously when I'd used VR, the PS4 VR, I didn't do any hand tracking or anything. I just played with the controller. So obviously you move your head around and you can see, and that's cool. But that whole extra layer, as silly as everyone must look when using VR, it really added a lot. It was very neat. Like
Okay.
the dinosaur throws you the bubble, and you put the bubble in the gun, and then you have to pull it
So-
back and fire it.
So it sounds like you had a fun time. Would you have spent the full amount though to have this experience? Looking back,
I don't know. That's what I'm kind of getting at.
you're being a little wishy on how you got this or what. I'm curious. You didn't tell me.
No,
first.
because I just don't want. Because I'm not interested in talking about stock stuff, and I made a little bit of money off of AMC.
Oh, we like the stock AMC.
It was not life-changing money, so it wasn't like it could go towards like a big thing, but it was enough that I could be fucking a little flippant with it.
Gambled on the stock market a little bit.
December.
Even though he famously says to me he doesn't like to gamble.
Yes.
But he's been gambling on stocks.
But all-
and Dogecoin.
All of the stuff that
Huh?
I have said about this came from a purchase I made in December. It was one night, and I've been watching
You
it
like
since.
I'll get you to play poker again, Ian. I'll rope you into our Zoom games. This Thursday we're playing. We can team up, me and you. You're not supposed to do that. It's bad etiquette. We
It
can
is
team
bad
up.
etiquette.
But we can do it.
But I played the new snowboarding game from our friends over at Chuhai Labs.
Which we'll get to later.
We will. Well, we'll get to their new game, but their snowboarding game.
Don't give away a future topic, Ian. I just lost $2,000 on shipping.
Doesn't
I got
have
a
anything to
gun
do
in
with
my
the
hand.
future topic. And it was wild. I am very bad at the tricks. I was able to grind once, but really my enjoyment of carved snowboarding comes down to putting on some sweet tunes, getting real high, and just kind of
Oh, VR snowboarding.
enjoying
Oh.
my
It's like you're back in Seaside Heights playing the snowboarding game in '98.
Well, I love
no,
the
it wasn't.
snow.
They had a snowboarding game. No, it was a skate. Remember those skateboarding
Yeah.
arcade games that were awesome?
Top skater.
Those were fun.
But I love the snow, and there's a little cabin you start out in, and a dog that you can pet.
Oh, Snow Dog.
Yeah, it was really fun. So I like VR more than I thought I did.
This is why I don't like VR.
Adding convenience and hand tracking really helped.
This is why I don't like VR. It's more about the people that enjoy it. I'm in a bad mood this morning because I lost money with the shipping thing. But the over-enthusiasm, I'm not saying you've been overly enthusiastic. The over-enthusiasm that people try to convince me to try VR is unlike anything I've ever experienced before with any form of technology. If someone's into VR, they are really into VR, and they're going to tell you all about it. And people that are friends I dearly love, they get a little too enthusiastic about it, explaining to me all the cool stuff they do, and it kind of turns me off a little bit. It's like they tried a little bit too hard to get me into it, and it sort of gets me about. And of course, there's the disorientation when you use it too long, and plus you look like a maniac when you actually have the gear on if you're in front of people. I'm not even trying to think about like porn shame where you got to like take off and hose off all your equipment when you're done using your VR stuff. That's like an extra level of shame on top of that, especially using the hand controllers.
Of course, I fished in VR already too.
Okay, so that sounds relaxing and fun.
It was very
Was it like photorealistic or was it like
So there is a photorealistic. There's one that's very like realistic that looks
Ian's
great
on top of the bay?
that I will get at some point. But
fishing
actually, one of
VR
the
passing.
one of the best free games that they always recommend you get with an Oculus Quest 2 is there's a fishing game called Bait that's a little cartoony.
I like how you ignore my over-the-top complaint about people that like Oculus or VR. That's the proper response to my rant. Just to ignore it.
I know lots of people who are into VR that can be very evangelical about it.
I wasn't going to say I
not.
wasn't going to use those stronger terms, but there is a slight cultish sort of feel to how they speak about this
Well,
stuff.
I can tell you this. I'm not going to be one of those. It's not something that's easy to talk about because not a lot of people do it, and you can't really describe it if people haven't tried it. But once you have an experience in VR that's a bit more ideal, it's easy to see why people get excited about it.
I brought up the party a week and a half ago almost, where the older lady was trying to hook me up the daughter. There was a VR moment at that party near the end of the night. The guy running the party, he's a big, strong VR person. He loves it, even though he's not a gamer at all. He likes VR, and he had one of the woman try this VR thing where like, oh, you want to walk the plank, and there's like there's like a pirate ship thing, and I'm seeing the woman in the living room like, oh my god, and then the person's like, don't worry, it's not real. And I'm like, look at this. I'm like, they're acting like 5-year-olds. But I understand the appeal of something like this, where it's like it gets to a point when you're so far removed from technology where it becomes fresh again. I think, like if you're not constantly around.
Have you tried VR?
No, I haven't.
Well, then-
no, I have. No, wait, did I? I believe I did once.
There's a
Years
reason
back.
why people act like 5-year-olds the first time they try it. It's a neat trick.
Sure.
It's a very neat trick. It's very good at what it's supposed to do. It's also my reason for not liking it so much, because after I get cut off from reality for too long, I'm like, that's weird. And then
Remember
I gotta-
Virtuosity?
and then I
You
gotta
want
sit
that to be
back
the
down.
future? Remember that movie Virtuosity?
I do not.
What was the one that took place around like the turn of the millennium, and it's like there was like a drug thing to virtual reality? Was it Virtuosity, or was that the one with Denzel Washington and Russell Crowe? Which one was Virtuosity? I think I'm confusing my movies together. Virtuosity was the Denzel Washington. Yeah, it was that one. That's not the one I'm thinking of. That was a 1995 sci-fi movie with Russell Crowe and Denzel. Not the one I'm thinking about. Think about the other one. Think about the other one. So what did I do this weekend, you may ask, Ian?
I might. Oh, we both did. We both went to baseball games.
We did. Why don't we should mention that? Something real, not virtual.
Get over it. The baseball game was great. We went with 5 buds. We did a baked good bro down.
What game did you see, Ian?
We saw Angels, Mariners. Angels, Mariners. Exchanged coffee, cakes, cookies, pies.
Did you bring back coffee cake for Pat?
The coffee cake was immediately consumed. It was by Porto's in LA, and it was one of the most amazing things I've eaten. Now that I know this, perhaps I can get you a coffee cake next time.
So it was a good time to be around people?
It was. Yeah.
Were you in a vaccination section? Or
I don't think they had them up
didn't have
there.
that?
It was just all the seating was very spaced out, and we bought a group of 6 seats, like 2 here, 2 here, 2 here, and we just made our little pod.
Oh, okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Who won?
Angels.
So you're a Mariners fan. I forget.
I'm a Padres are the only California sports team that I like.
Okay.
A's, Angels.
I just love the A's colors. I
like the Oakland A's colors,
Yeah,
but
that green and yellow is no one else has colors like that.
no, it's really nice.
And like all of sports, no one has that green and like goldish yellow color.
It is pretty unique.
I went to see the Mets were in town. I hadn't been to a baseball game since 2018 because 19 I skipped. Then there was a fucking global pandemic, a certain public health crisis. So I went. Frank flaked on me. Not cool, Frank. Then I went by myself to a baseball game. I spent the premium on a Saturday night game. I usually only go to Saturday night games because you get home at like 11. Baseball games take a long fucking time to get through, even when they're low scoring. And that's when I'm watching a game like, wow, we're like halfway through the game and it's been over 2 hours already. They're always the same amount of time. They're always 3.5 hours, it seems, no matter what. It doesn't matter if they're 18 to 4, 10 to 2, or 1-0. They take forever. Anyway, so Jacob deGrom was pitching for the Mets. I'm wearing that's why Mr. Met shirt. I'm wearing it. The shirt's fitting better now than 15 years ago when I got it. My sister got it for me. And the Mets won 4-0. Jacob deGrom is the best pitcher, arguably, since Bob Gibson. He had 3 hits. He gave up 3 hits in seven innings, 1 walk, and had 11 strikeouts. And he did not throw a fastball under 100 miles an hour, it seemed, for the first 6 innings. Because I was looking at the gun on the LCD screen in center field. I was like, that's incredible. And I looked up later, it had never been done before, throwing that many 100-mile-an-hour pitches in one game. He threw like 33.
Jeez Louise.
Something insane. And he hit 101 a few times. He can hit 102. He's hit 102 this year. Yeah. Pleasure to watch in person. You get a real feel for how hard it is to hit a baseball when these professionals are looking foolish. Guys are striking out like 3 times. It was fun. I got my hot dog, my $6.50 hot dog, my
Nice.
$6 20-ounce Diet Coke bottle.
What you put on your dog?
Oh, mustard and relish. They give you at Petco. They gave you a little cup of diced onions. I put on that.
Yes.
That's a nice little bonus.
I like to do the brown mustard and the onion. Relish is also a
I don't know
good
if they have
choice.
brown mustard at the. I mean, they do it in the giant pumps.
Yes,
they do.
in the big
They do.
pumps they do.
But I ordered through the app, and they just delivered to my seat in like 10 minutes. Yeah, there's a little app.
Nice.
You put, hey, it's my seat, and they come up to you, they give it to you, like, oh, you this person. It was fun. It was interesting because being around the people, and the park was only 15-20% full. They had only, I think, maybe 5 to 10 sections where that was like you had to show a vaccination card or proof of negative tests. I went to one of those sections, so it was more filled up. They still weren't doing 100% of the seats, but it was still loud and raucous, and people were booing and yelling. And there was a crazy guy next section that was booing DeGrom, and I yelled at him, and I was yelling. It was back to normal. I was the only people for booing DeGrom. I said, it's the best pitcher in the last 50 years, and people look at me like crazy. I get hyped up at baseball games. But there was Mets fans around. Mets fans, there was a whole section of Mets fans down below. It was fun. It was worth the money.
The people were pretty nice at the game we were at too.
People were nice, but they're getting rowdy. But they're back to normal.
Yeah, they are.
You know.
But I think a lot of people, the people who worked specifically at Angel Stadium just seemed really happy to like see people coming back to baseball
It's
games.
nice to be around
all the
people.
old dudes with the straw hats that just watch the stairs and shit. Hey, how you doing?
And then walking in the gas lamp a little bit, you know, you see the groups of people out, you see the group of gals out looking dressed up nice, and you see, you know, people out on dates, and it's nice to see, you know, people again
Yeah,
hanging around.
it is. It's kind of nice.
Hopefully they're vaccinated. We're ahead of the curve, I think, on the vaccination stuff. So yeah, that was fun. That was fun. That was my weekend. A reminder: Flea Market Madness 39 is out. Take a gander. It's a lot of fun. And then Video Game Years will re-premiere on my YouTube channel. We're going to do one a week, Ian, of all, what is there, 13 episodes of that? Something like that. One a week. It'll be the summer of the Video Game Years starting next Monday, June 14th. And it'll be a YouTube premiere, and you might want to stop in. We're going to do them around, I don't know, 5 Pacific, 8 Eastern, something around there, maybe 4 or 5. And they're remastered in HD. Going to be the whole hour blocks or whatever, 45-minute blocks. And it'll be fun to do the premiere. We needed a new home for them. Screenwave Media now owns the RetroWare channel. We wanted to re-release higher versions anyway, or better versions, you know, and obviously have it monetized so we can do that. So that'll be fun to do that. You can see yourself, Ian, how you looked.
Nope.
9 years ago when we shot these things.
No, will not.
We shot them over like a two and a half year period. All of them.
Yeah, can't go back in time. Look at myself.
You look like you were 12 in some of those.
I know.
Fresh-faced gaming gadfly Ian.
I was young.
Pre-podcast Ian. Pre-social media Ian, really.
I looked young
no
until I got
Twitter
those
followers.
gut issues. Once I got the gut issues, I started to age.
That was 2016.
Yeah.
Fall, right when the book came out. Right after the book came out. It's like October. Yeah, it was when we were doing our complete unnecessary Let's Play that lasted 2 sessions.
Yep.
Super Mario Brothers movie has an extended edition out if you're interested on archive. What is it? Archive.gov? No, archive.com.
Archive.com.
It's not gov. It's not government.
Yes.
So they got from VHS sources and work print versions, and they were remastered by someone. It's in VHS quality, though, but there's people that have a fond love of this movie. And, you know, our pal Norm, the gaming historian, did a whole documentary video on
It's archive.org.
Archive. It's an org. That's right. I'll do an aside for that later. So check it out if you want to watch it. Maybe we'll get a real re-release someday in like Blu-ray quality, because it is on Blu-ray and DVD. But you know, they got to go back to the freaking reels and get the deleted scenes because they're not remastered ever. That footage. So
The Morton Jankel cut.
yeah, have you ever seen the movie? I still haven't seen this thing.
I saw it in theaters. My grandma took my brother and I.
What did you think at the time?
I thought it was not great, but it was a movie.
It was before your steampunk tendencies and all the
Yeah, I'd probably like it more now. I mean, I was
dystopian
a
stuff.
kid when that movie came out.
or cyberpunk, right? It's not steampunk, cyberpunk sort of stuff.
I would find it probably interesting to watch again, but I'm not in a hurry. I mean, but what did I think at the time? I remember I got to go to the movies with my grandma. I got popcorn and candy. It was fine. It was a good time. That's what I remember. I just remember it being very like, this isn't at all like Mario.
I mean, you should probably realize that for the commercials. But yes,
I did.
good old Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins. Rest in peace, Bobby Hoskins. Go to ultimatenintendo.com. You can find off for resale Blu-rays, NES and SNES guidebooks, RBI baseball stickers, enamel pins. It'll make you feel better, especially after you lost a character in D&D that weekend. It'll make you feel good.
Yeah.
Make you feel special, warm inside.
Get a memento.
Get a memento. Bring a memento home. A keepsake.
A
Ian.
keepsake.
That's like a Hallmark ornament.
A keepsake.
I'm on Cameo.com.
That's the
Pat
nicest
Contry.
way to say fucking useless garbage.
Tchotchke.
Tchotchke. That's a keepsake.
Stuff your grandkids will look at and throw away when you're dead and gone.
Oh,
I'm on Cameo. Cameo.com/Pat Contry.
shelves full of keepsakes.
And I'm on Twitch. Twitch.tv/ContryCode. So it's 80s commercials. But last week, Ian, I had a sponsored stream by Raid Shadow Legends.
Wow.
Speaking of D&D influence there, and elves and orcs and knights and stuff, and it was fun. It's a damnly fine constructed free to play game.
You said you enjoyed it.
I'm not just saying that because I was sponsored. I went way past my sponsored minimum, time limit that was set for me, and there's a reason why it's played by tens of millions of people, like because it's easy to get into, and yes, you can buy stuff to advance your characters. You get champions. You get Ian. You unlock them with the mystery shards. They're basically like cards. Like it's random. There's 5 levels of champions from common to like, legendary, and you can level up all your characters. They have different it's like a paper rock scissors systems between like spirit, magic, and force. But then there's like a purple one in the middle that's special. You can level up your artifacts and your weapons and stuff, and you can ascent your character. Like there's like 17 ways to like improve things that you lose track of it. But they give you a lot of free stuff. You get like a lot of free stuff that you don't have to constantly buy stuff, and you can just play and without buying it. You can. And I'll put a little referral code somewhere maybe if you're interested in checking it out. You don't have to, but no, I had fun playing it, and it's compatible on your phone and your PC. It's the same account. Did
they send you any keepsakes or mementos?
Well, they gave me I think a starter pack for the stream. So they gave me like I got an epic character legendary character.
I thought maybe a keychain or
I got Krilla
or small tasteful figurine.
I called her Orc Lady because there's certain characters that have auras that are like real like they're not just like generic knight person. They're real people. So I got Krilla to something, which is like the powerful Orc Lady. So I like her. She has a nice team up attack. But no, it's fun. You should try it. We can fight each other potentially. We can compare who has the best characters. What about this Nintendo Gallery Museum that's going to be opening?
I mean, sure, it's a thing. It's happening. They're going to be opening a Nintendo museum in one of the old card production facilities, I believe is what it says. And it will go over the history of Nintendo. I think this is actually a pretty good idea, and they'll probably do a great job with it. Definitely wish it was something I could visit a little bit easier than having to go over there.
I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe you can get on your VR headset and you can walk through with your hands.
You are a crab butt.
I have an excuse this morning, Ian.
A crab butt.
I have an excuse.
Crab butt. The site of Nintendo Gallery was built in 1969. Nintendo moved to the Kyoto suburb due to a need to expand and reinforce its existing game department. The plant was used to manufacture both playing cards and Hanafuda cards and later housed a customer service center. However, the building has sat unused since this work was transferred to the current Uji plant in 2016. So that's what they're going to do with the building.
They had the real estate. We're going to use it. Good for you, Nintendo.
Yeah.
You got the cash. You don't have to sell the buildings, They said it was going to be more of an experience of Nintendo versus like pure, year by year sort of walkthrough of it. So it's going to be probably curated. This is what Nintendo stands for, and
I'm sure it's definitely going to be one of those company type museums.
Yeah,
but it'll probably
they'll skip over the Love Hotel.
Probably, yes.
Love motels, whatever it is. Whorehouses, nice way of putting it, basically. Right? But you go there just to get laid. You ever hear the places? There was one near me when I was a kid, about 10 minutes away, that was legendary. They actually had like the themed sex rooms. There's like the jungle room. There was one known.
I grew up in Buffalo, and Niagara Falls Boulevard is just full of those little motels that you can rent by the hour or the day.
Did they have the themes though?
I don't know.
There was one that had themes.
There's like Lover's Court and there was some weird ones.
Yeah. That'd be bad to be on the cleaning staff there.
Oh, it'd suck.
Just hose it all down, get on your hazmat suit. Cloud gaming, is it the future? And EA CEO says it may be.
It is. Sure, it is the future. But in the far future, when this is doable,
we'll be dead.
I don't think we'll be dead necessarily.
Dead. I'm dead now inside.
Well, there's a difference between that and actually being dead. Yeah, it is. It is the future, but it's not now. The future is not now. The future is the future. And
thanks, Ian.
I don't like. Why are we talking about Stadia? I don't.
Speaking of fortune,
I got nothing to say about it.
EA CEO Andrew Wilson said,
"Oh, the online needs to be better."
Yeah, who's asked about the future of game distribution and was quick to bring up cloud gaming as a big part of that future. He says that cloud streaming will disrupt the gaming industry as consumers move from ownership over games to access to games. Yeah, you like that because you like games as a service, Mr. EA CEO. You'd love that. There's no more ownership of games. You'd fucking love that.
You love everything as a service.
Yeah, you'd love that. You got to have a fucking subscription to play your game. He also said that cloud technology will still need a few more turns of innovation to get to the point. Yeah, a few more large fucking cranks.
Yes.
To get to the point where it's ready to replace traditional experiences, but it's a foregone conclusion that the industry will get to that point. No, it's not. It's not. Nothing's ever a foregone conclusion, especially when you have developing nations and even parts of the U.S. where you're out in the sticks and it's hard to get even reliable internet. Like, these are real issues. In the city, yeah, you're going to be fine probably, but not everywhere. Not everywhere. That's the issue with cloud gaming. That's the issue. So, how's that Diet Coke, Ian?
It's fucking delicious.
I should have just snuck one into the Padres game, but it was worth it, the experience.
Love Diet Coke.
Hearthstone Pro Rage Quits and Grandmasters final. This is brought to our attention. This is just real quick. This is interesting because this is what happens when you have children that are in a professional environment, in environments that don't.
At first, I just wanted to trash this guy, and now at the same time, it's like the dude's 20, and it's.
Well, you're not a kid anymore.
You're not a kid, but like,
you can't rage quit actual sports.
Yeah.
So stop comparing video games to sports. It's not. And the environment for, like, this talks about, like, he was getting called out by some pro gamers saying, where's the sportsmanship? There's no sportsmanship in video games. It's not like evolved to that point where people act right when playing video games. And it may never, due to anonymity, and the fact that there's no accountability when you're playing online games to curse and scream and to be an asshole. I don't know. I'm not shocked that this would happen in an actual tournament with an actual pro.
I imagine that trying to introduce any sort of sportsmanship into online competitive gaming would probably result in you getting called a flurry of slurs.
Yeah. It's just not. That's the one thing about Little League. Yes, you had creepy coaches sometimes that may touch your arm you didn't like when you were 5. But you learn sportsmanship and teamwork. And those are good qualities when you're playing T-ball in Little League. And I don't see that being a thing with video games anytime. So I just don't.
I wish it was. Don't get me wrong. I'm not like anti-sportsmanship. I wish people would be nice when playing games online, but they're not.
Fuck sportsmanship. They made you go good game, on the line when you were 5, even though you lost. Even though the coaches would say, oh, it was a tie game. Yeah, coach, I'm 5. I can count. We got our asses kicked in T-ball, 10-3. They try to do that. Like, it's like, come on, who are you kidding? You learn to lose also. You got to learn how to lose gracefully and accept loss as a part of life. And that's the one thing I do hate about, that sort of quintessential trophy fucking everyone gets a participation trophy. That is bullshit, by the way. That's all I'll say, old man Pat. Anyway, speaking of old men who should go away, so Billy Mitchell and Todd Rogers, the alleged video game cheats, for the records, are suing more and more people. I want to bring this attention. I want to put a spotlight on this. YouTuber, speedrunner, and YouTuber Carl Jobst out of Australia, fan of the podcast. He has a GoFundMe set up, a legal defense fund for the people that are getting unfairly targeted by Billy Mitchell of Donkey Kong fame and Todd Rogers of Dragster World Record and other alleged fake record fame. They're going after everyone, unfortunately. I'll link the GoFundMe for these to defend people from these frivolous lawsuits. They are suing, and they're also threatening now Carl for putting up the GoFundMe and for doing the video spotlighting this. And it's bully tactics, and it shouldn't win, and it probably won't, but it has to be defended, and not everyone is up to the task or has the money to defend themselves. So it's to support people being targeted, including David Race, the best Pac-Man player in the world, Jeremy Young, the person who originally discovered, this is from the GoFundMe, Jeremy Young, the person who originally discovered that Mitchell's performances were created on MAME, and Jeff Harris, the owner of DonkeyKongForum.com, the current Donkey Kong high score leaderboards. If there are any funds left over, they'll be used to help Twin Galaxies in their current fight with Mitchell, since that's still ongoing for years. Funds will be spent entirely on legal fees and lawyer costs. And Carl might have to defend himself as well against, it sounds like, Billy Mitchell at least. So you got to send up the bullies at some point.
Yeah, fuck these people. If you've got a little bit of money to throw in there, I would suggest maybe doing that. At
some point, you have to defend this stuff and bring them to court, because they want to try to silence critics and get quick payouts and scare people. It's a giant scare tactic. That's how these bullies win this stuff. They don't actually want to go to court and drag themselves into court and be deposed and have to face a jury. They don't want to go through that.
We've got no ground to stand on. They just know that the threat of the financial ruin is enough to make most people back down.
Yes. Or even the cost of, I got to pay a lawyer to do this. And it's like, but you're going to win. So that's so good. So I'm glad that Carl is helping in this matter here. So good on Carl. Check out Carl Jobst. Is it Jobst? I'm sorry, Carl. I don't know how to pronounce your last name properly. And finally, in light news, it's like when you watch the local news and you hear about rape, murder, and arson. And here's the lighter side of things at the end of the podcast, at the end of the news, local news session. An Among Us chicken nugget sold for a lot of money. Sold for nearly $100,000 on eBay. Chicken nugget shaped like one of those Among Us little guys in a spacesuit.
Little space characters.
It's funny. You can see the tweet there. It has the little legs, and they don't have arms. The Among Us characters, they don't get little arms.
No, the knife just kind of floats in front of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
they have like telekinesis powers. Mm-hmm. I almost played a game once. It seemed fun. I almost played.
I downloaded it on the Switch, started it up, didn't know what I was doing, and immediately got stabbed and jettisoned out the fucking.
They just tossed you out the airlock.
Yeah.
Aliens.
I was supposed to be the bad guy. Like the first game I ever played, the first game of Among Us I ever played, I was the one who was supposed to pretend like he was doing everything, and I've never done the game before.
So, you knew
like,
you're the guy.
yeah. Within seconds,
So
they were like,
you're supposed to sabotage stuff?
Yeah. You're supposed to sabotage stuff and murder the other players.
But you couldn't pretend.
It is the wrong position to be playing if you've never played the game before.
What's the odds of that happening? How many people are in each game?
Shit, I don't know, 14 maybe. I think it can have a pretty high amount. I don't know what the total is though.
It was
10?
close to me how I downloaded Fortnite on Switch and never played it. I was like, I'm gonna finally check out Fortnite, and something told me not to do it because either I was gonna hate it or get into it and play it a lot. And I was like, I didn't like either of those options, so I just didn't. I got to play something I can get out of. Like this Raid Shadow Legends. Oh, it's on my cell phone. I can check it out every now and then. Fortnite sounds like a commitment. It's like a commitment to me.
Yeah.
I want to play the field when it comes to video games right now. Plus, I got the certain N64 guidebook to work on. I got to play Virtual Chess 64.
Excuse me.
My underrated chess skills are going to come back to play now. Is that it for the intro?
That is. That's it. We're done.
Did we scare one away? I'm sorry, I'm in a bad mood. There was a shipping thing. The Canadian shipping killed me on a recent wholesale book deal. I lost thousands of dollars of potential monies. Well, not potential. I lost thousands of dollars. But we like the AMC stock. We like the stock. But what is not telling you to buy or sell it. This is not financial advice when we bring up stocks. We're not professional.
That's why I don't want to talk about them. That's why I just said I had an opportunity to get something with little pain to me.
But crypto is still stupid, and Bitcoin has plummeted again. So there you go.